Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you are here for your best bets for Sunday, April 23rd. And we do have quite the exciting Sunday ahead of us. We got a lot of big games going on all over Europe. EPL, only two games, and we have that FA Cup match as well, which we will talk about in this video as well. And of course, we have those big matchups in La Liga between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona and Sevilla and Villarreal, but we'll get to those in a minute. We do have a free parlay video up on the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel, so check those out as well, guys. And of course, if you want my best bets, click the link in the description of this video, and that will get you up to my page where you can sign up. In this video, guys, as you might be aware, we are doing it now all in the same video, which will give you a high amount of free picks, but only one video to watch. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button, guys. We do appreciate it a lot. And now it's the time to get this show on the road. And the first game we have to talk about is between Bournemouth and West Ham in the EPL. That's a 9 a.m. Eastern game. Between two teams in quite a solid form right now. West Ham earlier this week has qualified for the Conference League semi-finals, and winning that competition would certainly mean a lot to the fans and to the players equally, and they definitely are good enough right now to get it and to win that competition. As far as Bournemouth goes, guys, they are now on a two-game winning streak while winning 3 of their last 4, while winning 4 of their last 6. And they have been scoring quite a lot of goals, both at home and on the road. And their latest win was against Tottenham on the road, which they won 3-2. West Ham is above the relegation zone right now, quite far away, and so is Bournemouth, to be honest. And I think this is going to be a highly competitive match between two, I would say, equally good sides, and it's going to be a very good game, and I think it's going to be quite enjoyable to watch. And as far as this pick goes, I'm going with both teams to score at -114. I don't see either side keeping a clean sheet here right now. And if we go over 2.5, that's fine, but just both teams to score is -114, so that's what I will go with here in this game. And the second game of the day in DPL, guys, is between Newcastle and Tottenham, which are two direct competitors for that Champions League spot, which Newcastle currently holds. They are in 4th place, while Tottenham is in 5th with 3 points behind. But potentially with a win here, Tottenham could make themselves even with Newcastle, but I don't think they will get above them because Newcastle has by far the better goal difference because they have a lot better defense than Tottenham has. We know that Tottenham fired Conte a couple of weeks ago, and since then they were not consistent. They barely were keeping, well, they haven't been keeping clean sheets at all, and asking for Tottenham to keep a clean sheet is a mission impossible right now. But this is still a team that definitely has enough quality in that attacking end to score a goal against anyone, and Newcastle included. But can they win this game? I'm not sure. We'll see what's going to happen in this one. But I definitely expect goals and chances on both sides here. So I'm going with both teams to score in over 2.5 goals. It's +112. I think that's an excellent price on two highly competitive teams and two teams that have a lot to fight for still this season. So Newcastle, Tottenham, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Now we are moving on to that FA Cup match, the second semi-final matchup in the FA Cup, and that is between Brighton and Manchester United. And I'm keeping this one simple, guys. After Manchester City qualified on Saturday by beating Sheffield United, I think that Brighton will do the same, and I think that they will qualify for the finals of this competition. And with this being a single leg game, there is potentially a chance for overtime and penalty shootout, which probably wouldn't be good for either side, but I think that Manchester United is in quite a disarray right now. They're missing half of their defense, they're missing a lot of offense. They got knocked out of the Europa League without the shot fired in that game against Sevilla earlier this week, and I think this is going to be another competition where they will get eliminated from. So Brighton on the money line is +128, but Brighton to qualify, which includes the potentially penalty shootout and the overtime, is -122, and that's what I'm going in this game. I think that Brighton is the better team right now, and they have had United's number as of late, and they have beaten them quite often. So I'm going with Brighton to qualify. Now it's time to move on to La Liga, guys, and to talk about those two big matchups that we have, and the first one being between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And honestly, this is the price I was waiting on Barcelona's game. I know that they are on a two-game draw streak right now, and after they got knocked out of Copa del Rey by Real Madrid. They have to bounce back sometime, and they have been having a lot of trouble as of late in that attacking end. They are coming off of a 2-0 draws in a row against, let's be honest, some of the weakest teams in the league, such as Getafe and Girona. And this is a chance for them to get a nice win, to bounce back, and to kind of solidify that top spot in La Liga. Barcelona is also undefeated at home this season, and they are by far the best defensive team in the league, which is a sentence that I did not expect to be saying at the start of the season. As far as Atletico Madrid goes, they are undefeated in La Liga in a while. They have been playing really well. They have been scoring a lot of goals, but they have also been conceding a lot of goals. And when it comes to this matchup against Barcelona, they haven't been that effective when playing on the road, because Barcelona hasn't lost to Atletico Madrid in their last 22 home games. That's quite a big streak. Now, whether Barcelona gets a win or not, I think they will try to step up. I think they will try to be a little bit more effective in that attacking end. And this minus 107 price is definitely worth taking, and that's what I'm going here. I'm going to take Barcelona on the money line, minus 107. If we lose this one, it's not going to be a big loss, but if we win, I think it's going to be a nice winner for us, which is very, very close to even money. So I'm going with Barcelona on the money line. And the second matchup, guys, we have Sevilla against Villarreal in La Liga. That's another big game on Sunday, and it is the last game of the day at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sevilla is coming off of a fantastic performance against United in the Europa League. They knocked them out. They qualified for the semi-finals, and they have actually kept 2 clean sheets in a row right now, which is quite the unexpected from them. And offensively, they have been showing a lot of firepower, and they are now undefeated in their last 5 games. As far as Villarreal goes, they're coming off of a loss against Valladolid 2-1 at home, which was unexpected if you ask me. But overall, they have been performing a lot better as of late than they have been like a month and a half or 2 months ago. They have kept a clean sheet against Real Sociedad. They have outscored Real Madrid in that derby last weekend. They won that game 3-2. And I think that they definitely will be a threat here to Sevilla, who might be a little bit tired after that performance in the Europa League. But I still think that Sevilla will get on the scoreboard, and Villarreal will as well. So I have both teams to score in this one. It's minus 132. I wouldn't push it to over 2.5, simply because I could potentially see a 1-1 result in this game, and that is why I'm sticking to both teams to score. We are moving to Bundesliga now, guys, and the first game we have to talk about is between Schalke and Freiburg. Actually, Freiburg and Schalke, because Freiburg is the home team here. And potentially, because all of the Schalke's opponents at the bottom of the table have lost their games on Saturday, such as Hertha lost, Bochum lost, even Hoffenheim lost, and then Stuttgart got a draw on Friday. With a win here, Schalke will be getting out of the relegation zone, and that will be probably a huge boost for this team, because that is the only thing they want this season, that is to stay in Bundesliga for at least another one after this. Freiburg is still fighting for that Champions League spot. They are now in 5th place, which is the Europa League spot, but they are only 1 point away from 4th place, 2 points away from 3rd place. However, we know that they have been having a few problems as of late. They have been quite inconsistent, especially on that defensive end. Even if they score a goal, they always find a way to concede. And like I said, they have been fairly inconsistent. Schalke is coming off of a massive win against Hertha Berlin, 5-2 at home. That was their most effective game so far this season, at least in the attacking end. And it was a huge win for them. But now they need to transfer that into this game, at least to a certain point, to get a positive result. And that's why I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to go with Schalke on the double chance here. It's plus 102. I think that they are a very solid team that's in good form right now, and that win against Hertha is going to be a huge confidence boost for them here on the road against Freiburg. So I'm taking Schalke on the double chance. The second Bundesliga game of the day is between Leverkusen and Leipzig, and that is going to be a highly entertaining one if you ask me. Between two sides in a pretty great form right now. Leverkusen undefeated in their last 12 games. They qualified for the Europa League semi-finals. And Leipzig is now on a 3-game winning streak during which they have scored 6 goals. They have kept 2 clean sheets. They have beaten some strong opponents like Borussia Dortmund. And they are pretty healthy right now with only a few players on the injury list. And they have been becoming a little bit more effective with every game. As far as Leverkusen's injury goes, they have Patrick Schick and Lunev who are on that list. However, they have a lot of offensive firepower even without Patrick Schick. And Florian Wirtz has been playing outstanding football as of late, and he's been the key player for Leverkusen during this 12-game undefeated streak. Leverkusen also hasn't lost any of their last 5 home games, and they were not as successful as you might expect against Leipzig, but I think that given their form, they have a very good chance of getting a positive result here. But I'm going to stay away from sides, and I'm taking goals. I'm going with both teams to score at over 2.5, which is minus 108 right now, and I think that's a great price on 2 highly effective offensive teams and 2 teams in excellent form right now. And the final game of the day in Bundesliga, guys, is between Borussia Mönchengladbach and Union Berlin. And I'm going to keep this one short. Even though Gladbach is playing well right now, undefeated in their last 4 games while losing only 1 of their last 6, I gotta go with Union Berlin here on the money line. Union Berlin has been by far consistent team that Borussia has this season. They are still fighting to stay in that Champions League spot, and potentially they could still get to that second place if they can get a few more points by the end of the season. But the book's giving us plus 205 on Union Berlin on the money line. When we know the type of a team they are, I'll take it. Even if we lose this one, guys, this price is simply too good to miss, and for that reason, I'm taking Union Berlin on the money line at plus 205. Now we are moving on to do Serie A games, guys, and we have 3 games to talk about in this video. The first one is between Empoli and Inter. The second one will be between Milan and Lecce, and the final Serie A game is between Juventus and Napoli, which is a big derby on Sunday. We know that Inter has qualified for the Champions League semi-finals. They have beaten Benfica once again. Actually, they tied to Benfica 3-3, but thanks to them winning the first leg 2-0, they have qualified for the semi-finals. And now it's time for them to do the same in Serie A, which hasn't been their stronger suit, but with Juventus getting those 15 points, they were deducted back. Juventus is no longer in the Champions League spot, and that's something they have to fix. And I think it starts in this game. The pressure of the Champions League is no longer on them. And for that reason, guys, I'm taking Inter to win and over 1.5 goals. It's minus 150. It is a bit more on the expensive side, but I still like it a lot. So Empoli-Inter, I'm taking Inter to win and over 1.5 goals. The next game, like I said, guys, is between Milan and Lecce. We know that Milan was playing against Napoli in the Champions League earlier this week, and that's a game that ended in a 1-1 draw. However, thanks to Milan winning the first leg at home 1-0, they have qualified for the semi-finals, where they will face Inter in a couple of weeks. And that's going to be all Italian semi-finals, which means that at least one Italian club will be going to the finals. But we'll see who's going to be of these 2 teams from Milan. Lecce hasn't won any of their last 7 games. They have been conceding a lot of goals. They're getting dangerously close to the relegation zone. And they're still missing one of their starting defenders, Marin Pongracic, who has been out for a while. And now they're facing this Milan team, the team that hasn't been scoring a lot of goals as of late, but the team that's now being carried by that qualification to the semifinals in the Champions League. And I decided to go with Milan to win and over 1.5 goals. It's minus 130. I think that if we double that up with Inter and over 1.5, we are getting a huge plus money, and that's exactly what I might do as well, guys. And the final game of the day is Serie A, is between Juventus and Napoli. Like I said, a big derby. And Juventus was given those 15 points back that they were deducted a couple of months ago. It is only temporary, as I read in the newspapers. But we'll see what they're going to decide by the end of the season. But as of right now, Juventus is in third place, which is the Champions League spot, and potentially with a win here, they will get to that second place. While with the draw, they will kind of solidify that third place and give themselves a little bit of a break. As far as Napoli goes, they're 15 points clear of Lazio at the top of the table. They will win the title this season. They don't need a lot more points. A couple of wins will do. Whether they bounce back here after that disappointing result in the Champions League, which from they got knocked out earlier this week, I don't know. But I definitely think that with Osimhen back, he's clearly still getting in shape, and they still will try to do everything they can to redeem themselves to their fans and to themselves by getting a positive result here out of Juventus. They might as well win. They might as well get a draw. I really don't care at this point because I'm going with goals in this one, and I'm going with both teams to score, which is minus 117. I was thinking about taking over 2.5 goals as well, but then seeing the price on just both teams to score, I'm perfectly happy with it. And it's minus 117 right now, which is a pretty good price on two teams that are scoring a lot of goals this season and two teams that have been a bit sloppy on that defensive end. So Juventus-Napoli to finish the day in Serie A. I'm going with both teams to score. And the final game of this video, guys, is going to be from the French Ligue 1. That is the derby between Lyon and Marseille. And I think it's going to be a highly entertaining one because Lyon is still holding hope that they can qualify for Europe, even though they are pretty far away. While Marseille is fighting to stay in that Champions League spot. And even though I would say the title is out of their reach, they could still lose the Champions League spot if they're not focused and if they're not winning games. As we can see, according to the books, these two teams are fairly evenly matched at plus 155 for either side. And both sides are playing in great form right now. Marseille undefeated in their last 7 games, actually 6 games, while Lyon is on a 2-game winning streak during which they have scored 5 goals, but they have been conceding goals quite consistently, and they have conceded at least 1 goal in 5 of their last 6 games. With Marseille back on the winning track with a 3-1 win against Real last week, I think that I would have to lean towards Marseille simply because they have been more consistent and they are a bit better team this season than Lyon has. But I just don't see them keeping a clean sheet here. So I'm going with both teams to score an over 2.5, which is minus 114. And I think it's going to be a highly entertaining game. And I would also potentially look into taking a game prop for a penalty to be awarded to either side, which is always a nice plus money, and it has been happening quite a lot to these two teams this season. So Lyon, Marseille, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. That's it, guys. Thank you for joining me here for your best bets for Sunday. We have a lot of big games all over Europe, and of course we have that free parlay of the day video up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, so check it out, guys. Feel free to leave a comment. Let us know how we are doing. Let us know what we can change or improve. And that's it. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy your Sunday. And I'll see you soon with more free picks.